Hello, my dear colleagues. This is Shadl Qassas, a doctorate student at the University of South Carolina. And today we're going to have an interesting journey in my research proposal. One of the very interesting quotes for Walt Disney is the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And I believe that this is the main core essence of the research. So our agenda, these are the highlights of my research from introduction, literature review, research aim, research questions, and then also having a very interesting journey in ethical considerations, the activities during research, the data resources, and how I collected the data, and procedures as well. Also, how we got approvals and relating the data collection method to the research questions, the validity and trustworthiness of the data, the role of the researcher, ethical issues and considerations, approaches and reflections, and finally, working process reflection. So today we are going to delve into a research proposal focusing on the underutilization of learning management systems, or LMS, and program resources by teachers in the UAE's International American K-12 programs. The importance of LMS for administrative tasks, teaching and learning support, and parent communication are rising, especially after the COVID and implementing the online solutions in learning and teaching. For that reason, my research is highlighting these aspects. Also, we are going to shed the light on the challenges hindering the effective utilization of the LMS and online resources. Through literature reviews, factors such as technical support, self-efficacy, and instructional design have been identified as significant contributors to LMS usage. However, a clear gap exists in understanding the unique barriers faced by teachers in the UAE context. For that reason, the aim of this research is to bridge this gap and provide insights that could inform strategies to enhance teachers' utilizations of these tools. The research question, or the central question of this research, is what are the barriers that hinder teachers in international and American K-12 programs in the UAE from fully utilizing the online LMS and program resources? The research will further explore this question throughout sub-questions focusing on teachers' hands-on experience, their perceptions and experiences of change, and the support that they need for utilizing these tools. As for the research site, it will be situated at the Next Generation School, NGS in Dubai. NGS, with its blend of academic rigor and Islamic values, provides a rich setting of examining the integration of faith and innovation in pedagogy, which is reflecting on their teaching and learning practices. The school has a diverse students body and teaching workforce. The choice of NGS for this study is driven by the existing reports of teachers' challenges in utilizing the newly adopted SAVAS online programs and SAVAS Realize LMS platform. The study will utilize a maximum variation sampling strategy, selecting a small number of cases that maximally reflect the diversity of the population. The sample for the study will comprise around 20 to 30 teachers divided into focus groups based on grade level and subjects taught. This diverse sample will enhance the validity and the depth of the study's finding. As for the research design for the study, it will be a qualitative approach. This approach enables a more comprehensive exploration of teachers' experiences, attitudes, perceptions, and barriers that may not be entirely captured by the quantitative methods. It allows the researcher to delve deeply into the teacher's perceptions, feelings, and experiences to unearth the essence of their experience with the system. The researcher believes that the significance and the impact of this study, especially by contributing to develop an effective strategy or strategies and interventions in the UAE. Also, valuable insights for global educational community, in-depth investigations of barriers and factors that are impacting the full utilization of educational using of tools and online resources. There are some ethical considerations that should be taken in our considerations while conducting this research. And in order to do that and to take these considerations into account, we need to have well-informed consent from participants, clear communication of research, purpose, potential risks, confidentiality assurance, and voluntary participation. Confidentiality and handling the sensitive information is crucial, especially within a school where teachers are giving their ideas and challenges while using an LMS provided by the school or online resources provided by the school. So we have highlighted the purpose of this research, which is investigating the barrier hindering the teacher's utilization of LMS. Also, we have some expected findings to uncover specific challenges and provide insights for effective strategies. And we are going to highlight and shed the light on the relevance and transferability of the research to a broader more global educators or education sets. The research design is going to be a qualitative approach in order to capture the students, the teachers' experiences, attitudes, perceptions, and barriers. And we're going to have an in-depth exploration of LMS utilization challenges. The researcher actually believes that the phenomenological approach is the most suitable for this research, especially that it aims to understand the lived experience of teachers using the SAVAS online resources and LMS platform within the UAE's K-12 international programs. This will allow the researcher to gain a comprehensive understanding of the common challenges and opportunities that teachers encounter, thereby providing valuable insights to enhance the effectiveness and the usability of these educational tools. There will be a lot of activities that will be conducted during this research. Open-ended interviews are going to be conducted with selected teachers. Then focus groups are going to involve teachers into discussions. Observations will be conducted in the classroom so that we can observe the teachers while using the LMS and online resources. And also we're going to use multi-method approach for comprehensive data collection. Another aspect which is very important is a review of relevant documents. The open-ended interviews, it will be an in-depth exploration of individual experiences. The focus groups are going to be group dynamics. We're going to highlight the group dynamics, collective experiences, shared challenges. Observations are going to help us to see the real-time insights into teaching and learning inside the classroom. Document review is going to give us a very important background information, context, evidence of challenges, and attempt to solutions. As for the data coding, we're going to use the LMS usability, which is highlighting the user's experience and struggles with the LMS interface. We're going to use training and support theme, which is the availability and effectiveness of the training and ongoing support. The perceived value and how the teacher's perceptions are shaped and reshaped by the LMS in supporting teaching and learning. Change in management and how this affects the teacher's experiences in transitioning to the LMS and the receptivity to the change. And also we're going to highlight the resource limitations such as the lack of time or access to equipment, which is a main challenge that is facing the teachers in the UAE. The procedures will be a study duration of approximately 5 months, seeking approval and informing participants. The interviews are going to be open-ended interviews with selected teachers, classroom observations of teachers during using the LMS and online resources, analysis of the observation data. Then we're going to conduct a focus groups discussion, review of relevant documents, and then the compilation of insights into a report, participant verification and feedback, then final report preparation. And this is the timeline of this research. So we're going to begin with securing approval and informing participants, which is 1 week, a segmentation of the participants and conducting open-ended interviews, and classroom observations, analysis of the interviews and observations, conducting focus groups, discussions, document reviews, data interpretation and report drafting, and member checking and finalizing the report. And as you can see, it's a long process that might take a month, and each activity is highlighted here in weeks. Ethics is one of the most important factors when doing and vital component of our research. We will ensure informed consent from participants by providing a written document outlining the study's purpose, the potential risks or benefits, the confidentiality assurance, and the right, including the voluntary nature of their participation and their availability to withdraw anytime. So the main research question we are addressing is, what are the barriers that hinder teachers from fully utilizing the online learning management systems and program resources? We will approach this question throughout various methods, including open-ended interviews and focus groups, as we've mentioned earlier. The sub-questions would be, how do teachers describe their hands-on experience with the learning management system and program resources? The second sub-question would be, how do teachers receive and experience change in relation to utilizing the learning management systems and program resources? The third sub-question would be, what support do teachers need when utilizing the learning management system and program resources? And of course, the data collection methods had been identified earlier. Sample questions for interviews and focus groups related to each research questions would be prepared by the researcher and discussed with the management. The validity and trustworthiness of the data is crucial, because it is very important to look at the trustworthiness of our data. So in this research, it's going to use Globus trustworthiness framework for qualitative data. We're going to look at the credibility of the data, the transferability of the data, dependability of the data, and the comparability of the data. The role of the researcher in this research. Well, as a consultant in the Savas learning company, it is very important to understand that the researcher here has a dual-faced uh, uh, role, which is an education consultant, R&D manager, and at the same time, I am researching a problem related to the challenges faced by teachers, which is using the LMS provided by my company. There is an extensive experience and knowledge in education sector and learning management system, especially that the researcher has more than 15 years of experience in working in UAE school as an academic director and vice principal. There is a clear potential of bias due to the researcher's position within the company that is supplying and supporting the LMS and online resources provided to the school. In order to minimize the bias, the reflexivity, data triangulation, peer debriefing, and the transparency about potential influences should be conducted and looked at carefully. The approach reflection. Well, choosing the qualitative approach for in-depth understanding of teachers' experiences and perceptions was the chosen for the study to explore the unaided experiences and perceptions of the teachers. This approach allows understanding of the why and how behind the underutilization of the LMS and program resources by teachers, aligning well with the researcher's purpose. Comparing qualitative and quantitative data approaches and their pros and cons allowed the researcher to select the qualitative research approach that fits the or aligns with the purpose of this research. Ensuring alignment between the research purpose, questions, and participants in context was an important process that required critical thinking and thorough revision. This process of ensuring alignment deepened the understanding of the integral relationship between different elements of a research proposal and the importance of consistency. The consistent feedback from the instructor helped the researcher to improve the alignment and the coherence of this proposal. The working process and reflection. The researchers work under the supervision of Dr. Carson, the instructor of this course, and was very valuable and insightful. The importance of feedback in shaping the research proposal and critical thinking was evident. The researcher learned a lot from the completed dissertations and research articles to structure this proposal. And the revision, the clarity, the coherence as essential skills in research proposal writing was an added value to shape this proposal. These are the list of references that the researchers depended on in collecting the data and the literature review. Again, I would like to thank you for your time. This was Sharif Qasas, a doctorate student at the University of South Carolina. Thank you for watching.